Welcome to Subnautica Below Zero, a follow-up game, so a game that I played all the way through to its conclusion. Probably about a year ago, I would have thought I played the original all the way through. And this one is a follow-up game entirely. It's set on a different planet with a different person as the main character. But of course, if you like Subnautica, you know exactly what we're in for. If you don't know what Subnautica is like, it's basically underwater base building for the usual part of it. Lots of exploration. Increasing vehicles complexity from the very small to very, very large vehicles, and of course combat and everything else, that kind of thing. So if you like the kind of exploration games, feel free to watch as we actually go through this, and let's give this a go. So even though I played this a few months ago, there wasn't much story in the game at the time. It literally just hit early access, and they did warn everyone saying, hey, there really isn't much in it yet, but they are a very good developer.
I repeat, immediate evacuation of Sector 0 to Space Station Vespa.
Sam, what's happening?
The meteor storm. There was interference. It's closer than they thought.
How long?
Maybe 10 minutes.
Jeff, do you read?
I've been tweeted it. I translated the wake-up command.
Your timing sucks. We're evacuating. Jeff!
His last GPS check-in was at the cave entrance.
I'm going up there.
Roger that. Don't stay any longer than you need to.
Okay, so we're out here and we can go and start to explore and well, see what we just need to do. We'll need to go and head out and presumably find Jeff. So yeah, I don't know whether anything's changed much from the first time we actually did this. These are prawn suits. If you didn't play the first one, they're excellent and they have all kinds of things like a grappling hook, Spider-Man-like attachment. These ones are damaged. I wish they weren't, but they are. So well, we gotta deal with that and maybe snowman. Destroy snowman. Oh, don't I get the mask? Guess not. Anyway, so I am going to need to go and find out where this Jeff guy is. I'll bring you back when I'm a bit closer. So just travelling through this ravine, which leads from where the lab is. The lab's right there in this ravine. I think this is the only way we can start out heading. We can't get down into the water just yet, so let's see what's actually through here. And more of the alien technology from the first game, sort of very reminiscent of that kind of thing.
It looks like Jeff's GPS tracker's here, but no other sign of him.
Understood. Be careful.
It's always aliens. It is always aliens, this kind of thing. No one's ever just, oh yeah, I just left my GPS tracker there. I went to the bathroom.
Jeff off!
Jeff won't be on. Now Jeff is gone.
Who am I speaking to?
Well, I guess I don't get a cup of coffee. And this is very much like, yeah, the alien tech from the first game.
Damage sustained. Rerouting data to Sanctuary. Warning. Sanctuary power low.
Jeff isn't here. But Sam, we woke something up. I spoke to it.
Please, get to the escape ship.
I'm on my way.
And I don't have the tablet for this thing. If you haven't played the first game, basically doors like this are unlocked with tablets you find all over the place. I guess we just don't have one. So I guess I'm going to have to run all the way back to where we started, where there is like an escape pod kind of thing on a platform. So I'll see you back there. Yeah, in the original way, it was a bit of a rock fall. Can't get back that way anymore. Guess I'm going to have to go left. And yeah, there's a few events actually happening.
What? I'm not on that ship.
Okay.
Jeff's the only one it could be. Where's it going?
I'll find out. Where are you now?
Still making for the base. That's my best shelter now.
Okay, I'm going to see what I can do from here.
So Jevoth, the Scottish guy, has taken my only ship. Thanks, Jeff. Anyway, let's see if we can get back to the base and get to a little bit of safety before I start to freeze to death. And that does not look. That's my base.
Oh no.
That was my base.
Back at base yet?
Well, yes, technically.
It's gone. Sam!
Thanks, Jeff. Okay. I guess I will try and head down here. And, oh, yeah, we're underwater. Okay, so let's head underwater. You can see lots of stuff, and we get a nice sort of much improved clarity underwater. We can just press tab. We can get to our various PDA. We can get to our inventory. Coffee. Okay, so yeah, technically we did get a cup of coffee. Blueprints, no. Beacon manager, no. Nothing like that. Photo manager, voice log, nope. Okay, let's head underwater. You do get a fair amount of extra oxygen. You can actually breathe, well, no, not breathe underwater, but you can hold your breath for quite an amount of time to get started, but we will get more upgrades for that. You can see the O2 gauge at the very bottom left of the screen shows you how good that is. So we're going to have to go through a passageway, it seems, and hopefully there will be a way on the other side. In the first game there was various creatures you could actually breathe oxygen from, so it was good to have them. You'll see like rocks with bubbles coming out of them, and I haven't seen one yet. So hopefully I get through this somewhere nice and safe that I can breathe again. Let's head up here, and 20, I think it's 20 seconds or roughly there anyway. Let's see what's on this side. Oh, that doesn't look good particularly. You know, yeah, maybe that's not too great. That's the way I came. Let's head out this way, and this should be our sort of initial base area, I think. All these sort of islands, lots of ice, and
Come in.
I copy. I'm okay.
Stay where you are and look up. I'm dropping you a life pod.
Did everyone
oh
else
hey,
get away?
live pod.
Did you find Jeff?
They're still counting heads. We haven't found.
Sam! Vesper! Do you read? Sam!
Okay, those things are the equivalent of penguins in this game. They're cute. They're almost like the pogs from Star Wars, and I can pick up a penguin. I'm not going to go there, but yes, pick up a penguin is one of the things you can do. And there's our life pod, which you would have in the first game as well. And this is the start of your base, essentially. So if we head down here, there should be a way in. It used to be on the underside in the first game, but we should be able to head in through here. If by magic we can head in here and the water just drains away. Yep.
Well done for surviving the evacuation choir.
Thank you.
Statistically, that is the hard part. This lifeboat will help you survive until rescue. Fabricate food and tools, and refer to your PDA's databank for more information. Good luck.
Okay, so, yep, in the game of Subnautica, or indeed the follow-up, you have the fabricator here, which basically lets you manufacture all kinds of stuff. It's a 3D printer of sorts, and you have to go and gather stuff to be able to put through it. And you can see exactly in here you can make various stuff. So creepvine is something that came from the first game, very handy. Quartz, etc. Electronics, you can make those. We may only have a few recipes to get started, but this expands into quite a lot of stuff later. Equipment are actually quite important to actually get unlocked first of all. Fins, for example, let you move faster. There's O2 tanks, which let you breathe longer, which let you go deeper. That's even before you get to something like vehicles. So, yes, very much worthwhile going unlocking stuff and see what you can get out of this. So, what else have we got in here? Survival knife, silicone rubber, titanium, batteries, titanium, yep. It's very hard to get all this stuff to get started with. So let's just see. Is there a storage? Yes, there is. Is there a storage? There's all my blueprints. That's fine. There is nothing in the storage whatsoever. Okay, so we don't get given anything. And there is an area right there. So to get started then, we're just going to want to start gathering some resources. Basic resources, you can see along the ground. That's one of them. Head down here and you can see break limestone outcrop. We can pick up titanium. Titanium, although it sounds like a fancy metal in real life, or rather it's a very exotic metal in real life, very hard to machine. In this game, it's pretty much the basis of all your metal objects, so knives, everything else like that. Emergency cache detected nearby. We'll go and have a look at that in a little while. So copper ore, that's another good basic resource. I'm going to keep on heading around and picking up various bits and pieces. We are looking for something like creepvine. It is, oh, it should be relatively close considering in Subnautica it was, wow, blizzard out here. In Subnautica, it's one of the very first things to unlock and upgrade. So I'm going to have a look through a few things and I'll bring you back once I've found them and show you where to go to. And before we get to creatures that want to try and eat me, which yes, there are in the game. If you don't like sharks, if you don't like squid, maybe not the game for you. Yeah, just saying. And I came up above the water and there is what looks like a structure on the side of the mountain over there, so that's definitely something we're going to need to explore fairly soon. That's probably another alien sort of area that there will be around all over the game if it's anything like the first one. And yeah, so we do need to explore, but for the moment, stay near your life pod. One of the easiest resources to get started with for your sort of drink, if you like, you can do, I guess you can eat it as well, but certainly for drink, is this fish that I just picked up. It's a bladder fish, and if we just go and head into our life pod, the supply cache is over there, by the way. That's the thing it told you about on the radio. We'll go to that next, but if we head in here, we should be able to process this thing into essentially, yeah, there we go, sustenance. So we've got cooked food and water, so we can convert this bladderfish into water, or indeed into cooked bladderfish. Each type of fish has a different nutrition. We're getting into things like eco again. Spongy, gristly, low calorie count, thankfully odorless. It's very much more useful as filtered water than it is for food. I actually have two of them, so I'm just going to make a couple of filtered waters. So you can see at the bottom left here, I've got my food gauge and my drink gauge. So I want to be able to make both of those. And you can see here we can make copper wire with the copper ore I picked up. We can't do anything with that. We can make a locker with the titanium, but I don't really want that. What I really want is maybe the knife. Survival knife needs silicone rubber and it needs titanium. And silicone rubber needs creepvine seed clusters. So sort of a pink bulbs off the creepvine, which are very, very tall plants going from the bottom of the ocean to the surface, that kind of thing. So we'll go and find those. So to start off, I'm just going to dump everything I have into storage. So all of those can go in there. And I get body heat. Interesting, that's a new gauge in below zero. You didn't used to have a body heat gauge. So very good that you have one. I guess it's an extra thing to actually get better suits, I guess. Whereas in the first game, it didn't really have to worry about heat whatsoever. It was more about just food, water, and I think air. That was pretty much the only resources you had to deal with. So let's head over. Oh, that is some quartz, I think. Yep. Let's head over towards that emergency supply cache and see what's over there. Wait a second. This looks like... Oh, no, that's not good. Ow, what? Why? I think it paralyzed me. This isn't good. I'm sinking now. Yeah, that's not good at all. Oh, there we go. I can get back again. Fine. I'm gonna head over to that supply depot if I can actually get out of the water. Come on. And it's over there somewhere. So let me head that way, and I'll bring you back. And here it is, emergency supply depot. There's no air there, but here's the creep vine, so we know that's right near the supply depot. That's good, because we're going to need that. And if it's anything like the first game, you will find blueprints here, basically for various things. So if we look at this, a data box, and we get a compass. Okay, pick up some other bits and pieces. Is there anything else around here? No. Pathfinder tool. Ooh, take an item there as well. Good. And we're going to want to take this creep vine as well, but we just need to get some air first. And we'll probably need the knife to get the creep vine itself, but we should be able to pick up the seed clusters. Yeah. Take 5, 6 of them. Yep, 6 of them. And then head straight back to our pod. These gigantic sort of icebergs are in the way, so you do have to go down underwater, and there are those things that paralyze you around. So yeah, be a little bit careful. So I picked up a hoop fish, which is a new one. Let's just see if that's actually any better for our nutrition. So sustenance, cooked food, cooked hoop fish, never eat the antenna. Let's just try that. Let's see if it's actually any good. Certainly better than the nothing that we currently have, I'm sure. There it is, cooked hoop fish. So it gives us a little bit of water and quite a bit of food. So that's pretty good. So we're just going to consume that straight away, and that's brought up our area there. We've got some filtered water we can actually use. That'll bring our water gauge up, and then we can take a look at the other stuff. So that's the flare that we found over there at the supply depot. Distract certain predators. We have first aid kit, which is very, very good, and then just more bits and basic resources. So I need to stop pressing escape. First of all, we need to consume that resources to basically make silicone rubber. Okay, we'll turn around and use that to make, well, we can make fins, or we can look at whatever it takes to make that knife. So I need the titanium from here. Yep. So personal, tools, survival knife. Okay, and then we're going to process more silicone rubber and get the fins as well. We want some way to be able to swim faster. Cool. Okay, so we should be able to just equip that to one of these. There we go. And then the fins have already been automatically equipped. So swim speed is approximately 15% faster, which is good. And we have some other options for dealing with predators. It seems like it only uses one of the creepvine seed clusters for each of the basically, shows in the knife. Not that we need that too much. Glass we can actually get through quartz. So let's just process the quartz that way. Be a bit more efficient with space storage. Lubricant is useful for other things later, but we'll just actually process some more silicone rubber. And is there anything else we can make in the personal equipment sort of standpoint? We need fiber mesh because I want a better O2 tank. Fiber mesh is going to be probably the creepvine. Yeah, so this is why we want to need the knife. The knife you can slash at plants with and get basically creepvine samples. So we need to go out and get that next. What else do we actually need for that? Just titanium. We've got 2 titanium anyway, and we don't need the compass just yet. Scanner would be very handy fairly soon, but we don't have any batteries or anything like that. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Nothing else I need at the moment. So off I go back for some more creepvine. And once you have the knife, you can just break things with basically one hit, and that's very good. Sea glide fragment, that's one of the reasons why we need the scanner, because we can scan that, learn how to make the sea glide, and it's basically one of the sort of underwater scuba propulsion fan propeller things that you see on holidays sometimes. I can never remember their actual names. They could even be called sea glides. I doubt it though. That's just a naming game. So that'll take you around quite quick by comparison to everything else. So yeah, very much worthwhile scanning for those. It's one of the first available vehicles. Although when I say vehicle, that's only the loosest possible term, you just get dragged along behind it. However, I am moving around faster due to those fins, so that's pretty good. And I'm actually just going to grab some more food before I boomerang, before I actually head out there, because I want to make sure my food gauge is nice and full. So well, let's see what we can get. More titanium, and yeah, more titanium. Good. So here we are right by the creepvine, so we can just slash with right click. And whoop, yeah, I don't want to play with predators. Go away. At least it's not like the sharks from the first game, but still, I'd rather not play with those. And that's another sea glide fragment for me to catch. So back to our pod, as long as I don't run out of air, and that should be enough to get us the next upgrade. And then we get, and I have a little bit more food.
Origin, alien sanctuary site. Twisty bridges, 200 meters depth. Recorded to databank.
Yeah, so you're going to start to see these throughout the game that will take you further and further down into the depths. Things do get very, very deep indeed in Subnautica, so do be aware of that. And I'm just going to cook this fish up, and then we'll be able to get the fiber mesh as well. There's the fiber mesh. Cool, and then that will lead us to equipment like the O2 tank. So there is our O2 tank, 30 seconds of oxygen, presumably in addition to everything else, and we're going to get new blueprints for beacons. So you can see at the very bottom left, our oxygen gauge is no longer 40, it's 75, so plenty of more room for exploration. And maybe when I said that's a body heat gauge, maybe that's just a health gauge? It doesn't really say, it's got a heart symbol sometimes, so I'm not sure which one it is. It could be either one, we'll see. We'll see on that as we actually go through. I'm just going to grab a little bit more food, get a little bit more water, make sure those gauges are full, and then maybe we can go and see if we can find silver ore. Silver ore is needed to be able to get the compass, and until we have that, we can't really see at the top of the screen where we're going. So yeah, I'm going to need some more food and water, and let's see if we can find silver. Cooked bladderfish. Yeah, I shouldn't have cooked it. I should have just turned it into water, but that's fine. We can get this above 100, but it should drop down pretty quickly, I imagine. And there we go. All of our gauges nice and full. All right, off for a bit of an explore, see if I can find silver. And while I'm exploring, looking for silver, I found this floating platform. We may as well take a look, see if there's anything on here for us. Maybe not, but hey, wood doesn't hurt to try. Let's take a look. Climb on here. What do we get? Habitat builder. That's very, very useful indeed. An Altera PDA. The bioreactor blueprint. Basically another way of generating power from biomatter of, well, basically living stuff. Power transmitter. Nutrient blocks, which is just another sort of, obviously food source. And that's pretty much it on this platform. But lots and lots and lots more blueprints popping up, and we'll get to those as we actually unlock stuff in game, advanced wiring kits, etc. The thing I actually need the silver ore for is for the basic wiring kit. So I need that to be able to advance any further with the compass. I don't want to get too much further without that kind of thing, so I'm going to keep exploring. Okay, new type of outcrop here, galena, and that is probably going to be lead, I would have thought. I'll pick that up anyway, and maybe even has silver in it, but I'm going to have a look around here, since that was a new type of outcrop, and see if I can find it. Okay, and here's one of the places you're looking for. Near the supply cache, you'll find off in a side room this sort of area. Well, I'll show you once the frame rate pops back up again. Head down, and you'll see this hole in the floor. Got the roots going into it, and there are sort of pods on the side. Also, what you're going to find on the side walls are argentite. And argentite, that's crystalline silver. I actually do want that for something else. Argentite is quartz, we'll take that. Root pustule, sounds lovely. Let's take a couple of them. Head down here. We want the argentite because that's what contains silver. So let's just grab there. That's the limestone. I did just pick up argentite. I think that's one of it. Yep. Oh, titanium. Okay. So I promise it does sometimes contain silver. Because I've already picked one up. I need to go and find another one and then head back out before I run out of air. See you back at the base. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Swim up and get more oxygen. And I did eventually find another one that did contain silver. So 2 silver ore later, we can head back into our home pod while there's a thunderstorm out there. And we can convert that over. So you can have a look here. We want the wiring kit with 2 silver ore. And then we also want something I've got in my storage, which I made, which is the copper wire. Just use some copper ore, you can make copper wire. And that then lets us get the compass. Yep, there it goes. I should equip. And you can see at the very top of the screen, I now have a compass I can use to gauge directions. So that's our basic set of upgrades I think we need to get started in the first episode. I've got lots of other bits and pieces. The crystalline sulfur is used for the repair tool. It is another piece of equipment. It is going to be in here, I imagine. Repair tool, yep. Silicon rubber, oh, that's all we need. In fact, we can probably just make that as well. Silicon rubber, yeah, I've got some. And there we go. Thankfully, in this game, the sulfur is not in the mouth of creatures that spit effectively are explosive at you. So that is a good thing. It's fairly safe to actually go and grab them near that root I was just talking about. And there's our repair tool, so we've got that in there. Well, habitat builder, we don't have a battery yet, but that's what you can use to build entire rooms down here. Start planning our base with connected sections and farms and everything else. We'll get to that. And that, I guess, is a good point to ask you if you do actually want to see more of this game. If you do, let me know down below in the comments. Click on that like button if you want to see more of it. And if so, we'll see you next episode for some more of Subnautica Below Zero. As always, guys, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.